Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And I want to say Shalom to Akman Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, E Never Changes. Alright, and that title might get changed retroactively because I think I already had a lesson titled E Never Changes. This is just kind of how I put it together for myself. E never changes. That's what the lesson's talking about, right? But E never changes. The nicest Edomite is still an evil beast. Right? Still an evil beast. And I was thinking about this today. Alright, just events that came up and certain things like that. And you might have a Edomite, that somehow in your life, right? Whether it be a boss, a coworker, a person that comes to your job regularly, a next door neighbor, right? Or some other Edomite occurrence that you're, forced into, somehow being around, okay? That you don't really have a choice of being around or not, okay? And those are some situations when you can't really choose your boss or your coworkers or your neighbors, or certain different things like that, or people you might have to deal with. Of course, we're not making friends with them and hanging around them, but you'll have to be around them at certain points in time. And, from time to time in this truth, you'll hear, that guy was, he was a nicer guy for an Edomite, right? But when the brother's talking about that, even, a nicer guy for an Edomite, they also are aware of the underlying personality traits of these Edomites, okay? And the nicest Edomite is still an evil beast, okay? You might have someone and you got to realize, because these people are naturally snaky, all right, devil-like serpent, all right, the serpent, right? That's how they are. Now go with the fucking ride again. I have to get over that. But that's just who they are naturally in their core. All right, for lack of a better word. These are people that will throw you under the bus. Matter of fact, we got to go and get that. Let me go ahead and get this before I forget it. Bear with me. Bear with me. Anyway, I'll have that there. I'm gonna finish up what I'm saying, but I'll have it there to remind me what I was talking about. But these devils, no matter how, nice they seem, they're snaky individuals. They are liars, all right? They're thieves, they're murderers, they're rapists, all right? And they'll play games and try to wiggle their way into a good spot to where people think they're good, but they're not good people, all right? They might be kind, all right? They might be what people would say is compassionate and good-spirited and good-hearted, but you don't really see their underlying traits, okay? They might be someone that's cool, and they might be charitable. They might, you might be, like I said, there used to be this Edomite guy that one time, I wasn't doing so good on food, and he gave me some money for some food, all right? And he was a coworker, and for an Edomite guy, he was a cooler guy. But the nicest Edomite is still an evil beast. That guy was a snake too. He had underlying things about him that were fucking weird and off, okay? And if you do meet a guy that seems to be like he could be an Edomite, right? An Edomite, because you're judging off his skin color, and you talk to him, and he's down to earth, he's compassionate, he's not snaky, he's funny, all right? He's probably a Jake. Okay, and just happens to have, leprosy of the skin, all right, through his seed line, he goes back to, that royal bloodline, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, through the descendants of Jacob. So, but these Edomites, these true Edomites, they are cunning at the end of the day, all right, they are smart, they're not dumb. That's the thing that happens a lot, is a lot of people play off Esau as being dumb, and Esau, in a way, is dumb. But they're not dumb when it comes to certain things. Intellectually, they are dumb, but they're wise in wickedness And they're crafty enough to be able to play themselves as being intelligent. They're crafty enough to play themselves as being royal, all right, dress up and trick people. You know, they are the deceivers. They're able to deceive you into thinking that these are smart people, that they're compassionate people. And they're not really. They're just really good at deceiving. So they're smart when it comes to wickedness and deception. Okay, they can deceive you like a motherfucker, man. They can make you think they're smart. They can make you think they're compassionate. They can make you think they're nice people. But the nicest Edomite is still an evil beast. And you see it because the one thing that they're not good with is humility and their pride and all that stuff. They're not good with humility. They let their pride slip out and you're like, wait a minute, that's not something a really good person would say, you know? Or, oh, look, now they're a know-it-all. That's not something a really good person would be. And you start thinking, oh, well, look at how this motherfucker talks. Wait a minute. They're not really the person that they're leading on to be, all right? So he never changes, man. This is the same devil that they've always been, okay? And just because you say, oh, well, some of them are nice now, no, okay? Remember, nice means foolish, okay? Look that up. Or look up the definite etymology online. Look up the word nice. It means foolish, okay? So, yeah, they are foolish. You're right. They are nice. But the nicest Edomite is still an evil beast. So we got to go and get Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. And that goes about to just warning you, man. Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And this is actually the scripture. I don't know why I wasn't able to... I guess it was on the mind. We can get rid of that. It's the same scripture. So it says, though he humble himself... Listen closely, because this. See, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has given us this scripture. He's given us this knowledge and this truth and understanding, and waking us up and giving us the Holy Spirit. All right, and part of that is arming us with this arsenal of knowledge and wisdom, with scriptures like this to know how these devils navigate. And right here, though he humble himself, so Esau is going to humble himself, make him look like a decent person. He's, oh, you know, I'm really nothing. You know, I'm just a regular old worker. You know, I do my share, right? Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him, as if thou wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. So through this truth, it's going to be as if you had wiped a looking glass. You're going to wipe away, but like, oh shit, you know, you see a good person through that looking glass. But the thing is, it's a little cloudy, it's a little foggy. You wipe it up. Wait a minute, what the fuck? This isn't a good person. This is an evil, devilish being on the other side, right? You're using that looking glass, and in the distance, you think you see a lighthouse. All you see is a big rock. All right, and it's just a big rock. Thought it was a lighthouse. Well, it's because the lens was clogged, all dirty and dusty. You had to wipe it off. Oh, okay, that's a rock. I thought that was a lighthouse. Never mind. It was just the way that the light was reflecting off the top of that rock. So it's going to be like as if you wiped a looking glass, right? And these devils, man, they'll use that humbleness, not the humility, but they'll try to humble themselves, not thoroughly, and not in what's the word? Not in come on, man, not in all honesty, but they'll humble themselves in a falsity. All right, falsity, a fallacy, fallacy. It's a fallacy, all right? That's a fallacy. All right, vocab Malone. That's a fallacy. That's a biblical fallacy. You're a fallacy, man. Get the fuck up out of here. So it says, you know, that they will try to do those things. And I'm having a lack of, for better word, I'm having a brain fart moment where I'm trying to figure out the word I'm trying to use, and I can't really think of it. I guess, you know, for lack of a better word, they'll have the appearance in deceiving you so that you think they're being humble, but they're really not. All right, lack of a better word. There's another word for it. I wasn't able to get any of them, but I hope that explained it enough. So they're not really humbling themselves. They're not really having humility, but through deception, they'll give you the appearance that is indeed what they're doing, and it's not. All right, so it's a lie. All right. It says, so in verse 12, this is the part I was trying to look for earlier. It says, so you know, he's a nice guy, man. He's nice. I'll put him on the team. He's a nice guy. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last and Slakia, and thou at last remember my words and be pricked therewith. You're going to have that, and it's going to happen. This is a nice guy. I'm going to put him on the team. Then he's going to fucking fuck you over, and then, then you're going to remember the words, but, I shouldn't have done it. Well, fucking dummy. And, I won't even hire an Edomite. If I had, I wouldn't even hire an Edomite. Okay, as doing, as having given interviews before. All right, I won't even give an Edomite a chance a day. I'll tell you that right now. All right, and how do you know what you're just discriminating race? I'm not discriminating against race. It's about lineage. It's about bloodline. I don't care if you're white, green, purple, or I'll use that church stuff, right? That's what they say. Oh, purple people. There ain't no purple people, but I'll use your little term. I don't care if they're green, yellow, purple, or whatever they are. But if I can tell they're an Edomite, and oh boy, you can tell, I ain't hiring that motherfucker. Absolutely not, because I know they're snaky. I know what they're gonna do, and they all do that. They all use the same lines. Every time I ever interviewed an Edomite, they always use the same lines. So, what makes you a good candidate for this job? Well, I'm a people person. I'm a hard, excellent worker. And what's the word? What's the word they always use? They say I'm what's the word, man? They say I can't remember exactly what they say. They have this word that they always say, and when you ask them, you be like, "What's a flaw of yours?" All right, you told me about your strengths. What are your flaws? They'll say, I just can't say no. We know, devil. We know you can't say no. We know you can't say no. Kill them all. I just can't say no. Sex with an animal? Just can't say no. We know. You're a devil. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. And that's the other thing you got to realize, man. There's another scripture that I'll just, quote it. It says, his words were smoother than butter, but words were in his, how's it go? But war was in his heart. Let me go. Words were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, I believe is how it goes. I just want to make sure. But war was in his heart. Yeah, Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So that's the thing you got to understand, again, when you're dealing with Esau, is that they're liars, all right? And that they're also they're very cunning when it comes to wickedness, and they can use those words, all right, through deception, deceiving. That's what deception is. That's your homework. Go and look up deception, deceive, all right? Go and look up those words, deception and deceive. What does it mean? All right, and get the etymology and look into the words. Go and look into those things. That's your homework. All right, I ain't gonna do it for you this time. I always say I'm not gonna do it, and then I do it. I'm not doing it for you this time. Go and look it up. So, and dealing with deception, and some of you should have paused the lesson and then come back and now know what it means. And if you haven't, I'd recommend it. Having someone who's a deceiver, what are they gonna do? They're gonna deceive you. They're going to lie using any method possible, okay? Whether it's trying to talk you up, giving you gifts, lying, right? Lying is their biggest one. That's the biggest one, is lying. Lying about their skills, lying about who they are, lying that they're a good person, lying that they're this, lying that they're that. And that's what they do. They lie. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And that's what they do. So all through all this deception and lying, you might have the overall idea that this is a nice person. They're not a nice person. They're a snaky little piece of shit, all right? The same devil that they've always been. And your simple ass is just going to try to grant them access. Right? No, they're not. They're not the same. They're not the same. Wait until martial law pops off. Wait until Jacob's trouble pops off, and your buddy there, Tucker and Clinton, all right, fucking whack you in the goddamn head with a broom handle or a fucking a hammer. All right. Oh, sorry. Hey, Jerome, whack. And have like fucking American Psycho. This is Huey Lewis in the news. Hey, Jerome, huh? Whack right in the neck. All right. Oh no. There's a spirit's coming at your body. I thought he was a good guy. Fucking dummy. All right? And then you're going to remember when we told you, oh, I should have listened to them. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't. All right? Too late. All right? It's too late now. I should have done it. Should have, but you didn't. Can't go back now. I should have done it. Oh, yeah, and I should have bought Bitcoin years ago, and I didn't. Should have. Should have don't mean shit. Should have. I should have bought GameStop stock. You know, when I was younger, I should have not partied so much and done all the dumb shit that I did and saved up for a car or a house. I should have. What am I going to do? How much shit can I buy with a should have? Can't buy nothing with a should have. Okay? Should have. You're right. I shouldn't have. Shouldn't have done that. Should have done this. Shouldn't have trusted him. But I did. All right? And because of that, I've gotten the punishments because of that. And that's what's going to happen with people like that. You know? So, you know, I spent, you know, a lot of my early, you know, and that's me being truthful. I spent a lot of my early, you know, young teenage years just fucking being a dumbass, wannabe little dope head. And I could have, I don't know, who knows what I could have done. I don't know if I would have had a house. I mean, who knows? I could have. But could-haves won't buy me anything, you know, because that was my lot. That's how it went. All right? So, you know, and it's the same thing. You know, well, that's a wicked way to think. You shouldn't have done wicked. You're right. I shouldn't have done wickedness, but I can't change the fact that I did. All right. If I would have gone back, I would have changed it, but I can't. So it's one of those what ifs. A should have is really a what if. I shouldn't have done it. All right. Well, if you shouldn't have done it and you're having that recollection now, why did you do it then? All right. And that's something I even have to ask myself. And the question and the answer for a lot of those things is I don't even know. Right? I don't even know. I don't know why I did those things. And that's going to be your same thought as you get whacked in the head with a hammer because you thought some Edomites were your friends. Well, I thought they were not. I shouldn't have been friends with them. You're right. But you can't go back and change that now, can you? Right? So the thing is, if you were still alive, now you can't go back and change your past, but you can change, you know, who you are now. All right? And you can go and do the right thing. But you're dead. You can't repent from the grave. You're dead. You're done. You've received your judgment. That's it. All right? Try again in the next life. And at this point, probably not going to have enough time for a next life. Right? Because, you know, you'll probably be, unless you have to go through judgment again, the Lord brings you back right through Jacob's trouble as a baby. Has you messed up again. Right? Either that or you're going to be born in the kingdom. We're right at the end of this thing. There ain't no time for I'll try again in the next life. No. Your next life, you'll probably be in the kingdom. Right? Or brought back right before Jacob's trouble so you can go through torturous and tumultuous times again. Right? So don't trust these devils. Listen now why you can why you're alive and well and you can hear it. Don't trust these devils. 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 And one more time in case you didn't get it, don't trust these devils, man. Don't trust any of these devils. Don't trust the Edomites, and don't trust the devils that Jacob too. There's a lot of. They're not the devil, but they're devilish, right? Devilish, having the characters like unto a devil, because you know they've a lot of these Jakes have become Edomitified, right? That's Edomitified. That's what they talk like the Edomites, walk like the Edomites, dress like the Edomites, want to be like the Edomites, so they can get a little bit of that Edomite blessing. You're not going to get the Edomite blessing. There's a lot of Edomites out there that aren't even getting the Edomite blessings. You know, I saw this guy today. Guy all fucked up in the head. And of some sort. Fucking white dude. Fucking walking around all weird with his arms up in the air and shit. And wearing a do-rag. He had straight short hair. Took a do-rag out of a bag and put it on his head and was walking around. I said, what the fuck? That doesn't even make no goddamn sense. Now imagine to be the Edomites, right? They have their blessing now, their kingdom now, and have all this shit, right, that they can go and enjoy for them and their wickedness. Imagine being too retarded to actually even enjoy it. Here it is. This is your kingdom. This is your blessing, and you're a fucking retard. You know, or you got some type of mental condition. You know, it's one thing if you're Jake, we got diabetes, heart issues, and glandular problems, and gout, and all this other sickle cell anemia, and iron deficiency, and all these fucking crazy things, and high blood pressure, and overweight, and obesity. But this ain't our kingdom. We're not going to be like that in our kingdom. Imagine being like that now in your kingdom. This is your kingdom. This is your blessing. This is your rest as an Edomite. And you're fat, overweight, at the doctors all the time, broke, living in a trailer, and you got a mental condition. Great blessing, Esau. Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Right? If you remember that SpongeBob episode, right? Getting old and forever, right? You know, and that's forever means forever, all right? Perpetually means perpetually. Look up the word perpetual, right? Go and look it up. I'll give you that one. Perpetually means never ceasing, never ending, without change, okay? Perpetually, never ending, all right? Never ending. It never ends. If he kept his anger and did tear perpetually, and was wicked perpetually, and is evil perpetually, and he pursued his brother with his sword perpetually, and cast off all pity perpetually, and his anger did tear perpetually, then that means that those things never change. He's still pursuing his brother with a sword. He's still casting off all pity. His anger is still tearing completely. He's still a wicked, malicious devil, perpetually, never changing, forever. That's the devil that he is. Well, he got better. No, he didn't. He just got more better at making his fucking deception play off a little bit better, making it seem like it worked a little bit better, making himself seem like he's more of a nice guy, acting like he's more of a nice guy. Go, no justice, no peace, no racist police. Yeah, that's a terrible thing that happened to these black folks. All right, come on, let's go home. Enough of these fucking errors. Come on, let's go home. What's that? No justice, no police. We're rooting for you, Jerome. Fuck out of here, man, with your fucking disingenuous bullshit. You're doing that. You know what that's called? Virtue signaling. You're trying to make your white knighting. We're going to see these black people, they can't protest on their own. We got to help them. Shut the fuck up and get out of here, man. You fucking devil. You can't do nothing. And what'd you do? You went there, and what did you do? You made it worse. You aggravated the police. You pissed them off. You broke into building. There's videos of it. Let's raid this building. And then black guy flips around. He's like, film that motherfucker. Look what he just said. They're inciting it. You know? Fucking, oh, they're robbing Foot Locker. They ain't black people that are doing that. It ain't Jake. It's fucking Edomites that are starting it. And yeah, after the window's been broken, is Jake gonna go in? Damn right they're gonna go in. Get some fucking shoes. For sure they're gonna go in. Alright? But they're there to protest, not to loot. Alright? But where'd all the loot? All the black people are looting. And what about all the white people that are looting too? What about the people that started it? Okay? What about the people that started it? All right, it's never Esau, and that's the thing. Esau, matter of fact, I was just talking about my wife about this because there was this girl at my job that did this shit. Esau will start an issue, and then go run and be like, "There's an issue." You started it. You started it. You're the problem. Esau will go and throw all the apples on the floor. They'll take the basket of apple, a brand new, nice fruit basket, take all the apples out and throw them on the floor. And then, before it can come back and get on them, they'll say, somebody threw the apples on the floor. I think I know who did it. It's like, well, no. And that's that deception. That's why you can't trust them, you know? That's why you can't trust them, you know? And that's what I was telling my wife, because at my job, there was an incident with this lady, with this woman. I've made lessons about her before, I'm sure. Talked about her before, this tiny little Amalek bitch. And it's Amalek, too. And there was a situation that happened with my boss. There was something about him that ended up coming out, all right, and that he was trying to hide, and it came out from one individual, and this Amalek bitch, the one I'm talking about, actively, you know, as far as I know, I'm not going to bear false witness and say that she 100% did it, but I know for a fact the type of person she is, and I'd be willing to bet lots of money that she did, okay? That's one thing I would say, is that I can't 100% prove that she did spread it around, the rumor around, but I would say I would be willing to bet a whole paycheck on it. I would, in good faith, bet a whole paycheck on it, because that's how sure I am of it. But I can't bear false witness and say that she did. But I'll just let you know that I'm pretty sure that she did. And spread this around. And then what'd she do? To get favor from the boss, she went and told him, there's something being spread around about you. right? And now because of that, she got a perpetual favor in this guy's eyes, right? And you know, that's how it is, you know. And now this little bitch is trying to come back, and he's like, oh, I might hire her back, even though she caused a bunch of issues in the workplace. But she was cunning enough to cover it up and be right with the right people, right? And that's how Esau is. She's a perfect example. They'll get with the right people, make themselves look good to the right people, but the people that aren't the right people, they'll treat like shit, all right? Talk shit about Jake, talk shit about this, talk shit about that. When the bright people are in, oh, yeah, you know, I never said those things. I love this person. They're such a good human being. And they'll do those things because Esau's a deceiver, okay? They deceive. This is the same devil that is now going on about, oh, you know, black people need more rights. Meanwhile, them in their past, all they ever did was take away rights from our people, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They covered up paintings, all right, depicting biblical figures as so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But now they think because they go and raise a little fucking sign that says no justice, no peace, like everything went away. You can't get rid of the transatlantic slave trade, all right, Igga. That's who you are. You're the real motherfucker, man. That's who you are, all right? You're all the slurs. Calling us porch monkeys and shit. Our people, porch monkeys, wetbacks, and all this stuff. Okay, colonizer. All right, whatever you want. You're the one who doesn't get a job and lives off of welfare. Go and look it up. Most welfare recipients are white. All right, Edomites. Okay? Look it up. It ain't us. It ain't us. It ain't the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It ain't us. So, it's them. But they say, oh, they say, oh, these guys are fucking thugs. And then they'll go and make racist propaganda with the Ku Klux Klan, and it'll have a picture that says the original boys in the hood. Do you not realize that just made you the thug? That just made you the thug. What about the little thing that says kill your local drug dealer? What about you pushing out all the pharmaceuticals? You're the drug dealer. You're the one who does it. Matter of fact, back when I used to buy drugs and shit like that, mostly just weed and, you know, pills and shit from this guy. He was a skinhead back in the day, but he had shit that I wanted, right? And I'm not going to try to cover up, you know, none of us try to cover up our past. We all come from rough paths, and that shows you the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that we woke up and were brought into this truth from that, all right? And that we don't do those things now. So, yeah, we'll talk about our past. But, you know, and he was the skinhead guy, and, fucking had these stickers that said kill your local drug dealer. He was the drug dealer. It was him. It was him. You can't even make that shit up, man. Kill your local drug dealer. He was the local drug dealer. He's the guy I was buying the drugs from. You can't, like, Esau, man, you can't make that up. They're prejudiced. Their prejudice is so deep that it blinds them to the point that it makes them look really fucking stupid. Really dumb. Kill your local drug dealer. Having stickers like, you're the drug dealer. Giving them out to people. And you might say, oh, it was satire. It wasn't satire. He really meant that shit. You know? It's like, god damn. You know? It's ridiculous. Hell, most of my I had the two guys that I went to buy pot from occasionally, they had the bad stuff. They're Mexican. They didn't have the good stuff. All the guys that had the good stuff, or the guys that you could go and get whatever you wanted from, Coke, whatever, they were white guys. They were white. They're the problem. And I can speak from this as a person that was in that lifestyle. They were white. All the guys that had the shit, all the high-end stuff, all the stuff, were white. The guys that could get you anything you wanted, anything crazy. You name a drug, they could get it for you. White. Mexican guys that I went to, they gave you some fucking shitty weed. It was just regular. If anything, it was just mids. They never had top shelf, you know. And these, all the black people that were drug dealers. That's crazy. That's crazy. You ever done drugs? No, I don't. Well, I have, and I know that almost all the guys that I bought from were white. So stop the cap. Well, it's all these, and it's the same thing. Like back in the day, I used to do graffiti, and they always blame all the vandals on black people. Guess what? Everybody that I knew was white. They were white. All the famous, you know, Scene. All right, fucking who else? J.A. Fucking they're white. Who else is white? Jaber. All right, Jaber. He's white. Who else, man? You know, I mean, you got black dudes like Cope 2. Of course, you got like Zephyr. You got some black dudes, and man, their art was way better. But a lot of the guys were white. A lot of them were white dudes. Cap, all right, he was white. Who else? They're all white. There's more white dudes than the ethnic minorities, as you would call us, all right? But you always blame it on us. It's all the drug dealers, these fucking black motherfuckers, these beaners. They're all white. These vandalisms, they're all white. All the trafficking, look at them. Most of them, they're almost white, all white. You know, all the guys that are doing robberies, like the real robberies, not the, Jake does the low down crimes like robbery at gunpoint. Look at the guys that are stealing millions from banks. They're white. Insurance fraud, white. They're all white. It's all the Edomites. But you don't think they are because why? That deception, right? You think they're good guys because of the deception. They put it in the news. They have control over the news, so they paint themselves as good. They paint the black people as bad. They paint themselves as good. They paint the Mexican people as bad, right? They make the Native Americans look bad. They're a bunch of alcoholics. And that is a thing that runs in the Native community. It's true. But they overplay it, right? Not every Native American's an alcoholic, all right? Not every... And they play into everything with stereotypes and Jake, right? And you got some lazy Jake out there that don't want to work or do nothing and all that stuff. But I mean, like, you have a lot of hard working ass Jake too. All right. Mexicans are lazy. I know right there you're a goddamn lie. All right. Because Mexicans got to be so-called Mexicans and so-called black, so-called for all these things. Got to be some of the most hard-working motherfuckers that I've ever met in my life. These motherfuckers will work in inhospitable conditions. It could be 198 degrees outside. Not that it gets that hot. These motherfuckers would still be out there working. Why the white guy sits in the booth. How's everything going, Carlos? Everything good? What about you, Manuel? Everything looks... Oh, you taking a little bit of a break? You've been sitting there for a little bit. Maybe, go ahead and get back to that. All right, I'll be back in my little air-conditioned unit if you need to get me. That's Edomites, man. Edomites. Sirach 14:7. Even if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last he will declare his wickedness. If this devil does anything that's even seemed good, he does something good for you, he does it unwillingly. Okay? He was forced in somehow way to do it. Really through Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Alright? Like I said, they could try to create something that gives you cancer and accidentally fuck up and they give it to someone that cured their cancer. Oh shit, oh no. That's not what we wanted. And that's what's happened, And these devils never did anything good willingly. Never did anything good willingly. If they did anything good, it was a fucking accident. All right? Not an accident. It's an accident to them. Nothing's an accident. Yahweh Shem Yahushua wanted that to happen. But to them, it's an accident because they didn't mean for, that harmful thing to be actually really helpful. They wanted it to be harmful. But it was good. And it's because Yahweh Shem Yahushua wanted it to be good. They didn't want it to be good, though. But they don't have the choice at the end of the day. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai who has the choice, not these devils. Okay? So, verse 16, it says, Proverbs 4:16, it says, for they sleep not. We'll go from 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, but the path of the just is as the shining light, that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness, they know not at what they stumble. So these devils, man, and if there's another homework, some more homework for you is talking about mischief, because mischief, again, with the deception of these devils, when you think about mischief, you think about little hand buzzer, you think about putting a fake dog turd on the floor, or that plastic fake vomit, or you think about a Chinese finger traps or something. Oh, a little mischief, hee hee hee, ha ha ha. That's what they've played it off. No, that's like tomfoolery, I guess. That's like fooling around, messing around, right? That's messing around. Mischief, all right, is actually wickedness. If you look up that word mischief, the original word was wickedness. So when the Bible says mischief, it doesn't mean hee hee ha ha, I buzzed you with a hand buzzer and put a piece of fake vomit on the floor. It means, death, murder, doing wickedness and extreme wickedness to people. Okay? And that's one of the reasons why you got to learn definitions, because mischief didn't used to mean what it means now. It's been dumbed down, and now it means, playful misconduct. And that's not the case. Back in the day, it used to mean being really evil. All right, don't look at the Google definition, because the Google definition will tell you playful, playful misbehavior. Look at the etymology. Look at the original definition of where it came from. All right, look into the Hebrew word. Look into the Greek word for mischief. All right, and it ain't going to be playful. It's going to be wickedness, iniquity. That's what the word goes back to. And that's what these devils do. They can't sleep unless they've done wickedness and iniquity. And they never change. They never will change. They're the same old devil that they've always been. They always will be that devil. And in the kingdom, we're going to beat the hell out of them. They're going to be subject under our rule, all right? And they're going to have to pay back the wickedness that they've done, all right? But this time, we're going to be ruling them in righteousness. We're going to be ruling over them in righteousness, okay? Ain't no buck breaking going to be having. We ain't going to have sex with our women in front of them, all right? We're not going to make them have sex with their mothers and that's what that term motherfucker came from. Oh, motherfucker, right? And, that's what they would do. They would make a slave, put a bag over his head and make us or certain arrangements, and they'd forcibly breed, right, these slaves like they're fucking animals, and they'd make them do it with their mothers, right, as part of their wicked act, right? He never changes. They're that same buck-breaking, whip-smacking, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American hanging devil that they've always been. And the nicest Edomite is still an evil, malicious, demonic devil, woodwoose beast. So don't trust these motherfuckers as far as you can throw them. And you can't throw them very far. So with that, that's been the lesson. Slack you for the ramblingness. Got me heated. Lord, one lesson was edifying nonetheless. Go ahead and close out with that. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. Do not trust these devils. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom.